Here in the childhood home of Fred McFeely Rogers in Latrobe, Pennsylvania, Mr. Rogers was the creator, composer, host, and puppeteer of the award-winning TV program Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood from 1968 to 2001.
Today we're in Latrobe, Pennsylvania to celebrate the life and visit the grave of Mr. Fred McFeely Rogers. Let's go see what we can find.
Swapping his sports coat and dress shoes for a cardigan and sneakers, Mr. Rogers tackled difficult topics that can be hard for children to understand, such as the death of a family pet, a sibling rivalry, and even divorce. Mr. McFeely's speedy delivery cycle. And of course, the neighborhood trolley up there. Now there are two episodes from Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood that stand out for me. In 1969, he took a stand for racial equality. Mr. Rogers invited Officer Clemens, a black police officer on the show, to join him and cool his feet in a small plastic wading pool. Using his puppet Daniel Striped Tiger, he even covered assassination after Robert Kennedy was shot and killed. My second memorable episode is when he brought out 5-year-old Jeff in a wheelchair to discuss disabilities so other children around the world wouldn't feel so alone. In 1969, Mr. Rogers single-handedly took on the U.S. Senate to get $20 million in funding for public broadcast television. In downtown Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, on the North Shore riverbank, lies the Mr. Rogers statue. The 10-foot, 7,000-pound bronze sculpture titled A Tribute to Children was sculpted by artist Robert Burks. So you know what to do. Yes! It was put on the riverbanks to honor Mr. Rogers' love for swimming. A sound system was added so visitors can listen to 29 musical compositions by Fred Rogers. At 114 Chapel Lane, back in Latrobe, Pennsylvania, we come to the front gates of the Unity Cemetery. Let's go pay our respects to Mr. Rogers. Here's the chapel where they held Mr. Rogers' funeral. At the front of the cemetery. Now, as you may or may not know, I have a love for horror movies. heavy metal. But even for a guy like me, there are things in life that can pull heavy on the heartstrings. And driving to Mr. Rogers' grave in the middle of nowhere under the morning sunshine is definitely one of those times. Oh, look at the family of deer. Mr. Rogers, is that you? I guess he's expecting me. Now you want to keep driving straight back on the cement path until it turns into a brick path. And then you want to take the first left you come to. And Mr. Rogers will be in the 4th mausoleum down. There's 1, 2, 3, and this should be it right here. Let's check it out. We've come full circle in this Mr. Rogers story, back to Latrobe, Pennsylvania, where it all started. I'm at the Unity Cemetery, the final resting place of Mr. Fred McFeely Rogers. He's in this family mausoleum buried with his parents. Mr. Rogers passed away from stomach cancer on February 27, 2003. Now you can't go inside, but let's peek in the window and there he is right there. Fred McFeely Rogers. Born March 20th, 1928. Died February 27, 2003. Our favorite neighbor right there. The cemetery's out in the middle of nowhere. And there it is, sun shining down upon it. Now, like I do with all the famous graves that I go to, I want to leave a few mementos. I thought for Mr. Rogers, I would leave a pair of shoes that look exactly like the ones he wore on the show. I'm gonna leave my YouTube magnet. If you come and check out Mr. Rogers' grave, feel free to take my magnet. But leave the Mr. Rogers shoes for Fred. Perfect. I think he'll appreciate that. Mr. Rogers received many awards during his lifetime, such as the Lifetime Achievement Emmy Award in 1997, and right before he passed, he was given the Presidential Medal of Freedom in 2002. He was inducted into the Television Hall of Fame in 1999. What a life. What a great man. If you go behind the mausoleum over here, they have a tombstone of his grandparents. Right here. And there's the mausoleum right there where Fred is. It's pretty cool. Alright, that's going to do it here from Latrobe, Pennsylvania. Thanks for watching, and until the next beautiful day in the neighborhood, I'll see you next time.